Why are central banks continuing to ramp up their purchase of gold? How much higher can gold prices realistically go? Silver crosses $40 an ounce. Will it meet and exceed its highs of the past? We told you silver would move. How did we know? Well, we're going to talk about that and much more. I'm Eric Sapanik. This is Steve Rand, and this is the Gold Spot. So, Steve, central banks de-dollarizing at a rapid pace, and, well, it's going to gold. Tell us about it.
Well, no question. And the numbers speak for themselves. 1,000 tons of gold annually central banks have been consuming for the third year in a row, which is big, big numbers. On top of that, on the other side, they're actually getting out of US Treasuries, and their gold reserves are now, for the first time since 1996, their gold reserves are higher than their US Treasury reserves. They clearly see something negative coming for the US dollar. And again, for the same reason that our clients buy gold, to hedge against inflation and the falling value of the US dollar.
Well, Steve, all of that has made for some very aggressive gold movement. We already crossed 3,500. We already crossed 3,550. It just keeps going and going. And this is really interesting because if you remember, we've talked about where some of the experts have come in on these numbers, some of the big ones from the big banks, the swamis, if you would. But we've already exceeded some of those swamis and we're watching it move. So here's some of the numbers. First of all, Citigroup said 3,500 by Q4 2025. So we've already exceeded that. ING 3,450 in Q4 2025, 3,500 by Q1 of 2026. Okay, so we've already exceeded that. UBS 3,500 by Q4 of 2025. We've already exceeded that and we're only in the third quarter. So with that, we also want to talk about something that also is shining bright right now because it's not just gold, it's silver. And Steve, maybe you could tell us a little something about that.
Yeah, there's no question that we have a massive shortage of silver right now. We're looking at the fourth consecutive year of a deficit totaling 678 million ounces of silver that we don't have. And there are so many uses for silver that it's just becoming a major thing that's needed in almost everything, certainly electronic. You think about the semiconductors, you think about the solar panels, the military uses.
Yep.
Every single Tomahawk missile that's launched, over 500 ounces of silver. That's a monster box of silver that's not coming back. And the big one, which is going to be just huge in the future, is the continuing need to continue to grow these server farms because AI, whether you like it or not, is a thing of the future, and it's going to continue to create massive demand on silver. So yes, we're very bullish.
The other big thing with silver, which makes it very bullish when it comes to looking at the predictions of the number, is what's going on with the category of its classification. Right now, silver has just been added to the US Criticals Mineral List, which transforms it from a precious metal to a national security asset. This is big because this also potentially opens floodgates to federal funding, strategic stockpiling, the policy shift. What that really does, Steve, is it can really turn it into something that becomes harder to actually obtain, purchase, because it's being monopolized by government. So that's something I think that people want to keep in mind when they're thinking about putting more silver into their portfolios. Now, with that being said, I think that, Steve, if you could go ahead and close us out here, I'd appreciate that.
What we need to stop thinking about is just the price. Everybody that thought we hit an all-time high over the last few years was right, and we've hit another one since then. And there's nothing to say that can't continue to happen and double again in the next several years with the way the world is consuming it. We need to stop thinking about it as price and thinking about this as wealth preservation. And we'll see you next time on the Gold Spot.
If you enjoyed today's Gold Spot, like or subscribe to both our YouTube and Rumble channels. Also, comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to hear us talk about a specific topic in a future video.